Good evening. We apologize for the delay tonight, but we are so happy to be with you here. I'm Karen Santangelo, and I'm the Chief Development Officer at the PeaceHeath Southwest Medical Center Foundation. I'm honored to be your host tonight for the 14th Cascade Society celebration. We're so happy that you are here and hope you had a chance to take part in our pre-event social hour. Tonight, we come together to celebrate how powerful philanthropy can be when generous people partner with world-class physicians and clinicians to deliver excellent health care. Every touch, every time, every patient. We are honored to have each and every one of you join us this evening and are so grateful for the investments that you have made in the health of our community. On behalf of all the patients cared for by PeaceHeath Southwest, thank you for your generosity. Our celebration this evening is being sponsored by Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, the region's most preferred orthopedic practice. Thank you, Rebound. We will have more from them and why they made this donation later in our program. And I would also like to thank the Vancouver Clinic for sponsoring our gift baskets. I hope you have your glasses filled up. We're going to have a wonderful night together. As we make our way through this virtual event this evening, feel free to utilize the chat box to your right to engage and comment. We have Foundation Board Member and Stewardship Committee Chair Ray Malley to share our reflection. If you've received a lovely letter, email, or phone call from the Foundation, it is likely Ray or a member of his committee thanking you for your gift. I hope you can feel what a difference you make in the gratitude your gift carries. Ray?
Good evening. Thanks for joining me. At PeaceHeath, we start meetings, celebrations, and events with a reflection. As chair of the Stewardship Committee, I have seen firsthand the outpouring of your support. The last year has proven just how powerful philanthropy truly is for all who come through our doors. When the global pandemic erupted and the supply chain was bleak, donors like you helped fill the gaps to keep PeaceHeath caregivers and patients safe. When caregivers grew weary providing care during these unsure and critical times, donors again filled their bellies with comfort food and offered sincerest support. And when the community relied on PeaceHeath, PeaceHeath turned to our generous donors, and you did it again and saved us. I feel truly honored to be among you tonight. Your gifts to PeaceHeath Southwest Medical Foundation, no more than ever, is so much appreciated. Please join me in watching a video reflection, and God bless you all.
This is a time like no other. In the blink of an eye, nearly everything has changed. Yet we remain a bridge between timeless values and the ever-changing communities we serve. Our legacy began more than 125 years ago with a simple mission: help those who need it most. In this unprecedented era, our call and commitment to care has never been stronger. We have discovered new ways to love and honor one another through innovation, technology, and a tireless passion for caring. We have transformed our outreach programs into powerful tools to help stop the spread of COVID-19. We have built testing sites in Clark County to provide resources to support the health and safety of marginalized populations. Through it all, we have protected our caregivers. The 3,000 heroes whose sacrifice, strength, and spirit has kept the flame of PeaceHeath's mission burning brighter than ever in these dark times. As a vaccination site for Southwest Washington, we will continue to demonstrate our unwavering dedication to the health and well-being of all we serve. Facing the greatest public health challenge of our generation has taught us that our continued success relies upon collaboration with our community partners, those who share our vision for a healthy future. With your support, we will save lives. We will restore hope. We will ensure our communities emerge from the pandemic stronger, healthier, and even better prepared to meet the challenges of tomorrow. These difficult times won't last, but the impact we make now will last forever.
Thank you, Ray. The outpouring of support from our community throughout this pandemic has been tremendous, but this is nothing new. Thanks to the generosity of our donors, the PeaceHeath Southwest Foundation has been supporting the health of our community for nearly 40 years now. Our Articles of Incorporation were signed June 10, 1983 by now Emeritus Board Member Dr. Stan Friedberg. The commencement of the foundation set the groundwork for great projects that would change the entire landscape of local healthcare here in Southwest Washington. It would be impossible for me to paint you a complete picture of the monumental impact made by the generosity of donors such as yourself. Donor funds have impacted every patient, and they reach far beyond the walls of PeaceHeath Southwest Medical Center. Throughout this next portion of the event, we are going to sprinkle in some trivia. We won't be able to take your answers in our chat box right now because of our technical issues, but we are going to ask the questions and hopefully you'll get the answers right. Over the past 38 years, donors have made many incredible gifts, creating warm, healing spaces that have the latest technology. These spaces include the Furstenberg Tower, including the Angelo Lobby, which transformed how we delivered care and years later is a source of pride to see what can be accomplished when we come together. And for your first quiz chat trivia, see if you know the answer to this one. What was the year the Furstenberg Tower was completed? Think about that for a moment. We'll come back to it. The Kearney Breast Center continues to be a center of excellence, and with the addition of a new breast surgeon, we expect to grow our reach and help those in need of cancer care. The Holtzman Twins Neonatal Intensive Care Unit cares for our most vulnerable patients. And now with a new follow-up clinic, we are able to support these children and their families as they reach developmental milestones. And hopefully, we can continue to celebrate them every year at our NICU reunion when we can gather in person again. It brings such joy to our caregivers to see these young alumni come back, and the kids always have so much fun. And recently, thanks to Don Heimbinger, we will have an expanded oncology infusion center that gives our patients and families a larger and more comfortable experience for lengthy infusion treatments, as well as increased capacity for this unit that is constantly breaking patient records every day. We can expand and enhance critically needed programs because of you. Thank you. And the answer to our first question, the year the Furstenberg Tower was completed, is 2007. Our donors have also helped PeaceHeath Southwest remain on the cutting edge of patient-centered care by partnering to bring important and cutting-edge equipment to our community, such as the CyberKnife for treating multiple forms of cancer, the only one of its kind between Tacoma and the Bay Area. OHSU medical students in the radiation program are trained by our team, which illustrates how we work together with local partners to care for our community. The Da Vinci robot, allowing for minimally invasive procedures and speedy recoveries. Many of you were part of that campaign, and I've heard tales of a party that was in a garage. We've had quite the fun all these years. You have been committed supporters of our caregivers, providing education opportunities to them so they can be trained for the best care and to grow in their careers. And you have all known the great sacrifices our caregivers made to care for patients, especially this year. You have made life better for our caregivers, and we are so grateful. The Health Career Scholarship Program for hospital employees and volunteers who are pursuing continuing education has been a mainstay of our foundation for decades. And our new COVID-19 Caregiver Heroes Emergency Fund, providing financial assistance to employees facing a financial hardship due to the pandemic, a time when you rose to the occasion to help us. It was really beautiful and truly lessened the burdens of our caregivers during this long and difficult year. And with that, here's our second trivia question for the evening. Can you name one of the expenses that is covered by the COVID-19 Caregiver Heroes Emergency Fund? Perhaps one of the areas that gives our organization the greatest pride is our care for the vulnerable. Over the last 38 years, our mission-based programs have helped countless people in need, thanks to your gifts. These programs include the PeaceHeath Southwest Pharmacy Compassion Fill program, which ensures that our patients have access to critically needed prescriptions. Scholarships for the ADAPT program. ADAPT is person-centered care that is based on the belief that people can and do recover from mental illness. Patients find support, recovery, education and skills, symptom relief, and hope for the future. Thanks to you. And now the answer to our second trivia question: what are some of the expenses covered by the COVID-19 Caregivers Fund? Could be any of the following. Could be rent, mortgage, transportation, utilities, food, or childcare. I'm sure that each and every one of you got at least one of those correct. The Nurse Family Partnership Program of the Clark County Public Health Department is an example of collaboration that serves low-income women and children by providing access to care, housing and employment assistance, and other resources made possible through donor support. And the Jamie Wyatt Miller Cancer Compassion Fund Endowment is another way that you have helped us fulfill our mission to help those in need. With our record-breaking gala in 2019, we have raised over $1.8 million for this endowment, and we're distributing funds to our cancer patients who need our strength. Thank you. This brings us to our very last trivia question. Can you tell us, of the $1.8 million raised for Jamie's Fund, how much of that was raised at the 2019 Starry Starry Night Gala? I'll give you a moment to do the calculation in your head. The answer is $1.1 million, and if you got it specifically correct, it's $1,078,653. It was an incredible gala, and we were so happy that all of you were there with us that evening. Your unwavering support is humbling. On behalf of all the patients cared for by PeaceHeath Southwest and all the clinicians and caregivers whose hands do the healing work, thank you for your generosity. Your contributions are essential to our ability to carry out PeaceHeath's vision. Every person receives safe, compassionate care, every time, every touch. These unique times have brought to light more than ever the importance of not only providing exceptional health care, but providing compassion to all. While we see the effects of COVID-19 in our hospital beds, we also see it in the life challenges our patients are having. I'd like to share with you a short video that highlights what we are doing to address healthcare inequity in our community through our Patients in Need Charity Care Fund.
Concerns over the coronavirus are growing nationwide.
Clark County has now confirmed a third death from COVID-19.
There has been so much loss in the last year.
Well, we've seen thousands of layoffs locally.
More than 750 businesses permanently closed.
More and more patients needing services and just extra support.
These record levels of unemployment are overwhelming the system.
Not having insurance, not being able to get insurance.
We continue to hear from people who are still waiting for benefits.
People need to hang on longer.
Weekly, it's just been increasing and increasing.
There are still many more people who need help.
The needs are there, the needs are growing.
The Patients in Need Fund has been so valuable during this time. I feel like it's saved so many people's dignity and lives. Because of the fund, we are able to help them get back and continue healing. I think it's such a great way that we can showcase the care and the love we have in our community by using this fund for patients that are in their most needy moments. We have sweats, we have underwear, we have socks, undergarments, shoes, donated wheelchairs and walkers.
Mother Joseph starts this hospital, first hospital in the Pacific Northwest, 160 years ago. And she does it with no money, and she led people to do something good. This fund and the foundation's allowing us to say, how do we make sure not just that people's outcomes are good when they're in the hospital, but how we can help them be successful at home. And I really think it's coming full circle with what she started.
Last week I was giving a sweatshirt to a patient that had lost all their clothes because it was a trauma. And she was so appreciative and she was so shocked that it still had tags on. She just lit up, and it just was amazing to see just a little bit of hope in her eyes, to know that we were with her and we were gonna get her to the next step. And it was just a sweatshirt. Sometimes we have folks that are just needing a little extra support with making sure they're able to get the new medications they're on, versus like being able to house them for respite care for 30 days to be able to get back on their feet, or be able to give them a chance to get into inpatient drug rehab.
There are people that are walking out of the emergency department with hope and joy. You allow us to respect people in ways that would be very hard to do in the absence of your support.
When you are making a donation, you are changing somebody's life.
And I think for all of us that work here, it really is inspirational to be trying to carry on something that somebody as impactful as Mother Joseph started. You make it easier for us to take great care of people, and thank you very much.
I hope you will join me in commending the tremendous work being done by our social workers, made possible thanks to all of you. You give them the tools to do their work, and we are deeply grateful for your partnership. Now I'd like to turn it over to Sean Gregory. Sean is our Chief Executive of PeaceHeath's Columbia Network. His dedication to our mission is unparalleled, and he is truly the heart of our work. We are grateful for Sean's leadership. Sean?
Good evening, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. I wish we could see each other in person, but unfortunately that's not the case. But I do want to say thanks after so many videos that we've all been a part of over the last year. For you to take time to celebrate and be part of this important recognition is really important. And thank you so much for doing that. And I do look forward to hopefully seeing everybody in person very soon. I came to PeaceHeath a little over 4 years ago, and the first 3 years I was here, we really focused a lot on how we make what we do more visible in the community, how we continue to get excellent and reliable at what we do. And the progress we've made is something that I feel incredibly grateful to be part of. We've seen our quality scores turn into A's. In fact, just yesterday we got our second A in a row, which we're very proud of. We've seen our internal measures get stronger as well. We've also seen incredible people join our governance process, both for the foundation boards as well as the community health board. And just partners across the community reach out to us and do great things together. I can't imagine not having those 3 years of a runway before 2020 hit. And we have all, as a community and as individuals, dealt with some of the most challenging things. Here at the hospital, the challenges of the PPE, both access to it, which we were fortunate to be in a good position to do well, but also just people wearing it for 13 hours a day and doing that over the course of the last 13 months. And that couldn't have been possible without the support of people like you. The incredible amount of meals that were delivered to the hospital to support people, our friends from all over the community reaching out, how can we help? I think we've received over 1,000 letters from people like you that were inspirational. In fact, we often read those letters to start our meetings and to start our huddles with our frontline staff so people hear the voices of people like you. And I just want to say thank you. It is a big difference. When we look at why are people doing well and why do we have great health care in Clark County, it's because everybody takes part and everybody helps. And I feel very fortunate to have been a part of this for the last 4 years and really excited about what's to come. Thank you very much. So I know that several of the people that are on our meeting and the part of this event tonight personally donated many of the things. So I wanted to just share a few of the specifics. We have had over $100,000 of food donated to support our colleagues and brought to each department within the hospital, from the people that clean the hospital to our surgeons. I even had a few meals myself, admittedly. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. We also had schools making all kinds of PPE for us through their 3D printers, and just it's so neat to see high schoolers. I remember I got together with the superintendents and they shared what they did. We've had people from all facets of the community support us. In fact, the total of the Caregiver Heroes Fund, which was locally fundraised by many of the people that are part of this event, got up to $370,000. And that's helped over 200 of our colleagues that, like many other people in the community, really struggled with the impacts of the pandemic. So thank you very much. The work that you have done through the pandemic has been a big deal. And most importantly, I think the success and the progress that we are making as an organization positions us extraordinarily well for improving healthcare in Clark County and giving more people access to care, particularly through the work of our foundation and the money that we're raising and the people that are participating. Thank you very much.
Sean, thank you so much. Your leadership is invaluable, not only in these historical times, but also as we forge our path into the future. We are so grateful for you and all of our foundation partners. Partners like our sponsors tonight, the Vancouver Clinic and Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. Thank you to the Vancouver Clinic for our wonderful gift boxes tonight. And thank you to Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, our presenting sponsor of the evening. With that, I will turn it over to Dr. Steve Sutherland, President and CEO of Rebound, for a few words.
Hi, I'm Steve Sutherland, the President and CEO of Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. I first want to thank Cascade Society members for their generous donations to the PeaceHeath Foundation over the last couple of years, and in particular for honoring one of our founding fathers, Dr. David Hayes, for all his work that he's done so tirelessly. Rebound Orthopedics started back in the early 70s with David and a couple of colleagues and has grown to a 35-doctor group with over 100 providers all in. We have offices in Clark County and into Portland now and are growing aggressively. We're very proud of our relationship with PeaceHeath, the Foundation, and the Cascade Society, and again, I want to thank you very much for your generous support.
Thank you, Dr. Sutherland, and your entire team at Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery for making this gift in honor of Dr. Hayes. Before we move on to the awards presentation portion of the evening, we have a great treat for you tonight. Our community partner, the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, has a string quartet performance for us tonight. Thank you to Eva, Stephen, Angelica, and Dieter for sharing your musical talents with us this evening. And thank you to the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra for partnering with us to make this evening even more special. Please enjoy the performance. What a lovely performance. The power of music is certainly undeniable. So much so that in 2016, our Family Birth Center and the Holtzman Twins NICU implemented a music therapy program working with infants during everything from uncomfortable procedures to feeding, helping to establish a rhythm. This highlights another of so many areas in which donors have been so impactful in innovative care. Now, I am honored to have the opportunity to present the Sister Andrea Nenzel Friends of the Foundation Awards. Our honorees have been patiently waiting a year to be recognized when we canceled last year's event, so we are doubly excited to honor them tonight. These awards are presented on behalf of the PeaceHeath Southwest Foundation, named in honor of our friend and leader, Sister Andrea Nenzel. It was created to honor those whose friendship and dedication to the PeaceHeath Southwest Foundation goes above and beyond. The individuals selected for these awards advance the mission of the foundation in the community, resulting in increased goodwill and greater fundraising success. Past recipients of these awards include Randy Grove, Dr. Alden Roberts, Jim Martin, Casey Caldwell, Laura Hall, Connie Chilcote, Dr. Stan Friedberg, Sally Schaefer, Sonia Hauser, and Dr. John Greaves. The individuals being honored tonight are exceptional in character, integrity, and friendship to the foundation. Please feel free to congratulate them if you see them or in your chat box to your right. Dr. Sanford Plant certainly exemplifies the attributes in which the Sister Andrea Nenzel Award was created. She is a pillar in our community, and if you speak to anybody who knows Dr. Plant, you are likely to hear at least one of these words: warm, caring, kind, humble, compassionate, empathetic. Dr. Plant grew up in Napa, California. She attended Lewis and Clark College and then attended medical school at the Oregon Health and Sciences University. After OHSU, Dr. Plant worked as a primary care physician at the Vancouver Clinic for 28 years and spent the last 20 years of her career as a physician with PeaceHeath's hospice program, retiring just last year. She is a passionate advocate for hospice and palliative care. Dr. Plant has a giving heart, sharing with our community her gifts of service and benevolence. She spent many years volunteering her time at the Free Clinic and more recently has volunteered at COVID vaccination clinics for Clark County. Beyond that, she is also a benefactor and great friend to our foundation here at PeaceHeath Southwest. Thank you, Dr. Plant, for all that you do. Now we have a short video about Dr. Plant to share.
When you meet Sanford, you instantly like her and feel a connection or a bond with her.
She just cares so much about patients, the families of her patients, and really the staff too. She's like a family member to everybody she meets.
Before Dr. Plant retired, she was a partner at Vancouver Clinic, practicing internist, a member of our peer review committee, and the medical director of hospice. I have to say, I always was so impressed with her medical knowledge and just her sense of caring, empathy, compassion. That really had a big effect on me, and in fact I actually asked her to be my primary care physician. So she was my doctor until she retired.
Dr. Plant was always kind, always caring. She just made me feel right at home as a brand new nurse into hospice. Dr. Plant's patients really were blessed because they always knew that someone was at their bedside. She just cared to that point where she was willing to give even her own personal time.
Her taking the time to really understand what patients and families need. Too often it's shrouded in mystery how we're going to leave this world. The way that she approaches things with openness, with kindness, it's very easy to have those conversations.
She still remains involved in helping to raise money for hospice patients and families, and she just deserves to be honored because she's that special of a person in that she gives of herself.
I think it's great that she's winning this award. She is very humble in all that she does, and I think that's part of her magic or her charm. She's not looking for accolades. She's just doing her best work each and every day. That humbleness, that gentleness, that kindness, I think patients appreciate that so much. I know I did.
Dr. Plant will always be missed because of her kindness and compassion. It really is her legacy for us.
Good evening. Thank you to the Foundation for this recognition. I am honored and humbled to be named for the Sister Andrea Nenzel Service Award. When I look back at the previous recipients, I am flattered to be counted among them. I feel fortunate to have worked as a primary care physician at the Vancouver Clinic for 28 years and with hospice program at PeaceHeath Southwest for the last 20 years of my career. The Foundation has been very supportive of our hospice program as it has grown and evolved. It was my privilege to work with an outstanding group of caregivers during my tenure as hospice medical director. I am really accepting this award on their behalf and am celebrating them today. The people I worked with at hospice are special. Hospice work is very rewarding because it is a team effort, including nurses, caregivers, home health aides, social workers, chaplains, pharmacists, bereavement counselors, office staff, and volunteers, as well as physicians and nurse practitioners. I truly valued everyone's input when caring for patients and their families. I started with hospice in 2000 when Dr. Brian Harwood, the previous medical director, chose me as his replacement as he changed the focus of his practice. I spent an afternoon with him visiting patients and I was hooked. Over the years, as our program grew, I was able to adjust my schedule as a primary care internist to accommodate the increased need for my time at hospice. I would also like to thank the Vancouver Clinic and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Alfred Seekamp, as well as my colleagues in the Internal Medicine Department, for thinking outside the box a little and allowing me to split my time as I did. I am honored to accept this award, keeping in mind everyone who made my career so fulfilling, and am very excited about some of the future plans and opportunities for the hospice and palliative care program, many of which will be made possible with help from the Foundation. Thank you again for this recognition.
Dr. Plant, we are so honored to have you as a member of our community and a friend to our foundation. Thank you. Our second awardee tonight is Dr. David Hayes. He is a shining example of friendship and dedication. His life has been one of service and his impact locally has been great. Dr. Hayes grew up on a farm in southeastern Idaho and was no stranger to hard work. He spent his summers off from Stanford doing farm work, driving cement trucks, and operating heavy equipment. After Stanford, he attended medical school at Tulane, and with the Vietnam War at its height, he chose to do his orthopedic residency in the Army. It was there that Dr. Hayes connected with Swiss and German orthopedists who were developing a new approach to orthopedic surgery, which would later become the world standard. Dr. Hayes brought those innovative procedures and his vast knowledge to Vancouver in 1975 and was a founding member of Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. He has been a staple of this community ever since. Dr. Hayes has provided great care to many in the community and mentored the next generation of care providers. He volunteers regularly for Habitat for Humanity and traveled to Romania 6 times to operate on orphans. He is a dedicated Foundation board member, and his commitment to this community is unparalleled. Thank you, Dr. Hayes, for all that you do. Now, before we turn the stage over to Dr. Hayes, we have a short video.
David has played an important role at the hospital for decades. He's a founding member of Rebound and an orthopedic surgeon in Vancouver who really had a tremendous impact on not just orthopedics, but the medical community as a whole. When he retired and became more involved with the foundation, I think that was just a logical extension of what he'd really had been doing throughout his whole career, which was helping the hospital, helping the community, and directing his energies in a way that was really going to have a positive impact.
Dr. Hayes really deserves to be named a friend of the foundation because he truly is. He's made many contributions as a board member. He really cares about providing health care to the most vulnerable. He's made 6 trips separately to Romania to do orthopedic surgery on orphan children. He builds homes for the Habitat for Humanity. I think the second reason he continues to be so supportive, he understands our medical center to really deliver superior health care and widespread services.
David moved to Vancouver in the mid-70s. He's really been instrumental in introducing new techniques and new ways of thinking into the medical community here in Clark County. David was very involved in bringing joint replacement early to this community. And also, knee ligament reconstructions. Knee was his specialty. David is very deserving of this honor because of his long-term commitment to the community. David's commitment didn't start when he joined the foundation. His commitment really started decades ago. And if you walk around the community, you'll see literally thousands of people that have been treated by him. He's had a tremendous amount of impact on people's lives, and he's wanted to continue that impact. And I think that what he's doing right now with the foundation is really just an extension of what he's done throughout his whole life here in Vancouver.
He's now in a position with time and talent and treasure to give back, and I think he feels an obligation to do that, and he certainly does.
Thank you, and thank you for the recognition. It's a special honor to receive the Sister Andrea Nenzel Award. Sister Andrea has been the heart and soul of PeaceHeath and truly embodies the spirit of the Sisters of Peace. After serving as a board chair for 14 years, she remains deeply involved and never stops giving. I recently learned that she's been on call with the first responder group to support victims and their families. Her dedication mirrors that of Mother Joseph herself. Since joining the foundation board, I've really learned the importance of philanthropy in providing the medical care for our community. PeaceHeath Southwest is our hospital, and as such is responsible for world-class care for us all, while caring for the majority of our low and no-income population. World-class care, now that's John Greaves' word. As a level 2 trauma center, PeaceHeath manages a big majority of the trauma patients in Southwest Washington and serves as a regional referral center. It's a challenge to carry this burden and still provide this world-class care for all of us with the most up-to-date and highly technical delivery of health care. Thanks to Sean Gregory and a great team, PeaceHeath Southwest is being recognized with steadily improving CMS star ratings and our second leapfrog rating. I'm forever proud of our hospital and what it has accomplished with our community through the Foundation Board. Without your contributions, we may never have built the Kearney Breast Care Center, the J. Miller Neuroscience Center, the Ben McGue Rehabilitation Center, the Jamie Fund to support ancillary expenses for those in need beyond the actual costs of their cancer treatment, and the Don Heimbigler Improvement in Cancer Care, with the remodeling of 2 North, which is now under construction, and the Infusion Center. With your philanthropic support, we'll soon begin the physical and services remodeling of the emergency department. While I have the chance, I'd like to thank my former partners at Rebound Orthopedics and Neurosurgery for sponsoring this event. For a kid growing up on a dirt farm, this has been a great ride. Not possible without a terrific group of colleagues. Ben McGue, our founder, has been a wonderful personal example and a compass for Rebound. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes and Dr. Plant, for your incredible leadership and service. Our foundation and the community are better because of you. And thank you, our friends and donors, for your generous support of PeaceHeath Southwest and your compassionate care for everyone in our community. We truly couldn't do what we do without the support of friends like you. Thank you for all that you do and for making tonight such a wonderful evening. From the bottom of my heart and on behalf of everyone at PeaceHeath Southwest Medical Center, thank you and good night.